So, we can now get started. From here starts the speaking test. This is the speaking mock test of the International English Language Testing System taking place in Ross IELTS Academy. The candidate is Maryam Qiyasvand. The candidate's number is 0143252. The examiner is Mehrnoush Hafi, examiner number 443533. Good morning, my name is Mehrnoush Hafi. Would you please tell me your full name?
Yeah, nice to meet you. My name is Maryam Qiyasvand. You know, it's a common name in Iran. It's the name of the flower. So I would appreciate if you call me Maria.
Maria?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. And can I see your identification, please?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now let's move on to talk about music. What kind of music do you prefer?
To be honest, I don't listen to music because I don't have enough time. But if I had the time to listen to music, I would prefer to listen to classical music because it gives me more energy and boosts my mood. When I'm not in a good mood, I try to listen to classical music.
Are you fond of learning any musical instrument?
No, I haven't thought about it yet, about any musical instruments. But if I wanted to choose one of them, I would prefer to play piano.
And does music help you ease in any way?
Yeah, why not? When you're in a bad mood, when you have a lot of problems, especially in these days, economical problems, financial problems, I think you can put your time, you can spend your time on listening to music and maybe enhance your mood.
Okay.
And get better.
Now let's talk about cakes. Do you like eating cakes?
Yeah, why not? Especially chocolate cakes. And when I go to a restaurant, I just for dessert, you know, not for the main course and a starter, because I want to order dessert after that, especially chocolate cakes. And let me explain, I can bake cake too.
Okay, so
delicious, yeah.
Do you know how to bake a cake?
Yeah. Do you want to know? Yeah, I have to explain about it. So we need some flour, sugar, and different flavor if you want to add to it. It takes about 30 minutes to bake in the oven, and it depends on the people.
And is cake a part of the celebration at your home?
Yeah, exactly. For every celebration, I try to bake cake.
Okay.
For my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Great. Now we can move on to the second part of the exam.
Yeah.
So in the second part, I'm going to give you a card with a topic and you should talk about it for 2 minutes. Before that, you have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say.
Okay,
and you
sure.
can make some notes to help you if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah, thank you.
Now I will give you a paper, a pen, and your cue card. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And here is the pen. Great. And you should describe a talent that you have and want to improve. Now you have 1 minute to think about it and it starts now. Okay, now your 1 minute is over.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And you may talk about this topic for 2 minutes, but do not worry if I stop you.
Okay.
So your 2 minutes start Now.
Thank you so much. So, I've been teaching English for about 10 years, and I think one of the talents that I have in my life is teaching English and conveying meaning and encouraging my students to improve their knowledge in English. So in my own idea, I think my talent is teaching English to my students. And I trained myself many years ago. I took IELTS test in 2009, and at that time, as I remember, I had learned English for about 12 years, because many years ago, when the students wanted to learn English, it was too long, but not like today, because after 6 or 7 years these days, you can get your IELTS degree and be professional in it. I want to improve it. Because of this, I'm here. I want to test my knowledge. Where am I exactly? So if it needs necessary, I think I can improve my knowledge too. It benefits me because I think the first point that I travel to other country, I can communicate with other people easily, and I can understand them, and it's one of the most important things in my life. And watching movie, when I watch movie, I can understand not 100% of the speech, but I can understand the whole meaning of their speech. And I think maybe for my little daughter is good, because I have an 8-month daughter, so maybe she's proud of me when she brought up, when she will bring up, and she says, my mom is a teacher and I have no problem about any problems in my life. So I think it has more benefits than this. And everyone has...
Thank you very much. Now your time is over, and we can
much.
move on to part 3. Great. Can I have the cue card and the
Here you
paper?
are.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Okay then, so we can now move on to the third part, and as you've been talking about a talent that you have and want to improve, in this part I want to ask you some questions related to this topic. Do you think that talented people are happy people as well?
Talented people are happy as well. No, I don't think so, because maybe some people that are talented are not good at in their fields, but maybe some people are not talented and do the best in their lives. And I think you mean that being famous in this situation, maybe some talented people are not famous and are not popular, so they have to present themselves to among of people to show that they have particular talent, and people encourage them and to get them improved.
And how about the difference between talent and skill? How do you differentiate
talent is
them?
natural. It's natural ability, I think. Maybe you were born with it. But skills, you can gain it during your life. You can gain it and with some intensive courses, some majors, maybe academic courses or so on.
Okay, and what are the talents that you have that are proud of?
I'm proud of myself. Come on, all my students love me because I have a good relationship with them when I teach them. So as they said, and as I know, I think conveying meaning and transferring my knowledge to my students is one of my talents that I have, because art of teaching is the most important point in teaching English, and maybe I have high confidence, but I have it.
And has this talent helped you in your life, in your own life?
Yeah, in my own life, because at that time my husband encouraged to my husband was encouraged to study his lesson and continue his education in English. So maybe I had a positive point on him.
Okay, and do you think that having this talent is important for an individual, or people can have different talents?
Could you please explain it again or repeat it again?
Having your talent, like being a teacher, do you think it's important for an individual, for every person, or people can have different talents, other talents?
You mean?
Other than teaching?
You mean accept these talents? Okay, accept this. I don't think so. I don't have any talents. I think because all my life is teaching, and all the time I prefer to connect something to my major, to this talent. So I haven't had anything to talk about about my talents.
Okay, and how about other countries? Do you think that there is a talent or a skill that people should necessarily have them?
Yeah, why not? You mean according teaching, or no, the other talents?
Any talents. Can you explain more about other talents?
Come on, everyone has particular talents in their lives, according to their fields, according to their life. So it's necessary to be talented in your life if you want to follow your dreams, if you want to follow the field that you want to do in future. In other countries, we have too many talented people.
Okay, thank you very much. Now this is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now you can just relax and take a breath, and I'll take a few minutes to add up your score in different criteria, and then I give you the feedback.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we can now get started with your feedback, Maria.
Yeah, sure.
First, I want to start with the first criteria, which is your fluency and coherence. As you know, there are 4 criteria in IELTS speaking. The first one is your fluency and coherence. To start with that, I can say that one of the strongest points that you have in your speaking is your fluency. You have the flow of speech, you are confident, and you're able to just keep talking and to talk about different topics, the familiar ones and unfamiliar ones. So this is very important, and you're not struggling to come up with ideas. Other than that, another good thing in your speaking is that you don't have many pauses or hesitations. Like whenever you feel like you will have some pauses or you don't know what else to say, you just keep talking about other topics. Maybe you go off topic, or you use some fillers and boosters to fill up those gaps, which is a very good thing.
Thank you.
However, you had some self-repetition and self-correction. Like you kept repeating the same phrases or the same words. For example, convey the meaning. You repeated that 3
more
times.
Than 2 or 3 times.
So
and
maybe you can
grammatically points. For example, he was encouraged.
And I will tell you what to do about that, because your mistakes, the mistakes that you made are not actually are not showing the problem with your grammar, because you have a good command of English. The thing is that you speak very fast. But we will get there. I will tell you more about that. So you have the flow of speech, and you had just a few self-repetitions and self-corrections. It is always a good idea to correct yourself. Like when you make a mistake, just try to correct yourself, because this way you are just using the precise thing or the correct thing that you should. However, you can just paraphrase some words, because the problem was that you were repeating the same words or the same collocations. So try to use more synonyms. And if you don't know what to say, because sometimes you may face some unfamiliar topics, or it's fine but you don't have collocations about that, or you don't have any idea to develop. So in that case, try to just fake the topic, or you can just lie.
Yeah, exactly. Be a liar.
Exactly. As long as your answer is related to the question, you're good to go. It's fine. So, for example, I ask you to talk about your experience with something. For example, your experience in an art gallery. Maybe you have never been to an art gallery, but you can talk about your friend's experience in an art gallery. So just keep talking, and this way you can just link the topic, the given topic, to a topic that you are better at or you have better vocabulary in. This can help you with your self-repetition and self-correction. Another thing that can help you is to just maybe you need to slow down a bit, because you were speaking so fast as you wanted to just give me all the information, all the ideas that you have in mind.
Agree with you, yeah.
So you can just avoid these self-repetitions by slowing down and sometimes changing your pace. Like you raise your voice, you lower your voice, and when you want to think about what you want to just keep saying, you can just slow down and then you go back to your normal pace. It's fine, no problem with that. The only problem that you have, like so far everything was good, you just had these self-repetitions and self-corrections. But the problem that you had is that you did not use a wide range of connectives and discourse markers. I really wanted to give you a 7 in your fluency and coherence, but you got a 6, and the reason is only one of the reasons is because of the range of connectives that you didn't have. You should remember that even if you're using a range of complex structures, which is really good and can mark you up in your grammatical range and accuracy, which is another criteria, if you don't use good connectives and discourse markers, you cannot get a high score, like not more than a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So, as you were just using and, so, but, because, these 4 simple connectives, and you did not use more, you couldn't get a 7. But you can easily get a 7 just by working a bit on your connectives. And I'm sure that you know how to use them. Just try to use them naturally in your sentences. For example, instead of and, you can use besides, moreover, in addition to that,
yeah.
other than that. Exactly. Or instead of but, you can use however. Instead of because, you can use as or since.
Yeah.
Exactly. So try to use more connectives because it can also help you with your grammatical range and accuracy.
Thank you so much.
The last thing to mention regarding your fluency and coherence is that you should be a bit more careful with the question that you're asked. In the first part, the first topic was about your work, but you explained a bit
the place that I
about
live.
exactly. You talked about your hometown or where you live, and especially in the first question. In the second and third one, you just explained a bit about your job, but then you went
another
off topic,
yeah.
talking about your hometown, which was totally irrelevant to the question. So try to give a very exact, related answer to the question. This is very important. And in the first part, yes, you should always explain, because you asked me, should I explain now, when I was asking you about the cake, I guess. So always provide explanation in the first part. Like 2-3 sentences, you should give the answer to the questions. The answer, explanation, and example, but it shouldn't be very long. Now to talk about the next criteria, which is your lexical resource, your vocabulary. In your vocabulary, I can say that as I mentioned, it is really good that you can talk about the topics at length, familiar ones or unfamiliar ones. And you use some very good collocations. To mention some, for example, you said you should follow your dreams, or the rush hour, or a city is overpopulated. And good vocabulary, for example, classical music to boost your mind or the function of your mind. Exactly. So this is very good. Concerning your collocations, you can still use more collocations if you can, just by going off topic or talking about or using the collocations in another topic, a topic that you are better at. So this is about the collocations, but in order to get a higher score, you just need to use more idiomatic language, because this is necessary if you want to get 7 and above in your vocabulary. So more idiomatic language and paraphrasing. Your paraphrasing is generally fine, but if you want to get a higher score, you need to paraphrase successfully, especially when the examiner asks you a question. You shouldn't repeat what you hear in the question. So just use some direct synonyms, and remember, only direct synonyms, because being error-free is more important than using some words that you're not 100% sure about. So you have good paraphrasing, you have good collocations, but you still need to give a wider range to that. And you were using good fillers and boosters. Just by slowing down, just by slowing down, you can use more fillers and boosters, because it can help you to just buy yourself more time and then keep talking with better ideas. So because of all that, you got another 6 in your lexical resource. As I said, you can get a 7. You need more collocations, more idiomatic language, and a better paraphrasing. Now to talk about the next criteria, which is your grammatical range and accuracy. I can say that your grammar is, again, one of your strongest points, just like your fluency, because you were able to use a range of complex structures. I could hear very good tenses, and more importantly, correct tenses, like present perfect continuous, past perfect, or present perfect. And other than that, some complex structures, for example, conditional sentences, or relative clauses, or subordinate clauses, or compound sentences. But if you use more connectives, you can make more complex structures. This can also help you in this criteria. So generally, it was really good how you use the complex structures. If you can give a wider range to that, or if you can use more connectives, then you can get a higher score in your grammar as well, because you have a very good control over that.
Thank you so much.
Regarding your mistakes, you made some mistakes, like most of your sentences were error-free, and this is really good. And as you were speaking so fast and you could manage this part, this shows that you have a very good command of English. But the only mistakes that you made were mostly because of your fast pace. So just slow down.
It's
because
a big problem in my life.
So, for example, watching movie, you should have said watching movies. Or I have 8-month daughter, and the article. Or some people, among the people. Good at in, no, you're good at something. Or too many, no, you should have said so many people, because too many has a negative meaning, and you didn't want to refer to that. So you just added some words that you shouldn't have, or you had problems with singular and plural. So slow down and be careful with your mistakes. And mostly people, like candidates, make more mistakes in the second part compared to the first or the third part, is because, especially with the tenses, because you're literally telling a story and you should switch from one tense to another, so you make more mistakes with that. Be careful with it. So because of all that, you got a 7 in your grammatical range and accuracy, but you can mark up, you can get a higher score. Just give a wider range to your complex structures.
Okay.
And finally, to talk about your pronunciation, in that you got another 7, because you are able to, your speaking is totally easy and clear to understand. And you didn't have many mispronunciations, it was just a few. For example, the word particular. And you failed to use some pronunciation features like word stress or sentence stress only because of your fast pace. Because in this criteria, your intonation, your rhythm also matters. So if you just slow down, you can maintain a better intonation. Right. So just to wrap up, in your fluency, you got a 6. You can just use more connectives and be careful with the question that you're asked. In your vocabulary, you got another 6. You need to use more idiomatic language, and you should have a better paraphrasing. In your grammar, you got a 7. You can easily get a higher score. And in your pronunciation, another 7. That would bring you an overall band score 6.5. But as I just mentioned several times, you can easily get a higher score. It's just a matter of practice and time, and you can do it in a short time. Just try to focus on the problems and the weak points that you have, and you can do that. Why not? So do you have any questions or problems?
Thank you so much. No, it was obvious and clear, and thank you for your comments.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Best of luck.
Have a great time.
Thank you.
Do you want to know what band score you'll get in the IELTS speaking test? Perhaps you want to improve your performance and prepare yourself for the real test? Then why not book an online mock test with us that will last for 25 minutes. 12 minutes of the test itself and 13 minutes of comprehensive feedback, plus we'll give you useful tips on how to make your performance better. Remember, all our examiners are especially trained by British Council instructors, so we know how to help you. Join us.